Welcome back again, the class of 2026. Here we are. And we have a question about magnification here on the blackboard, which I want us to answer it together as we prepare ourselves, as we equip ourselves to handle this exam appropriately. So on my whiteboard here is a question, but allow me to read it in the question paper here. We're just doing a little revision. Maybe if we get time, we'll dive deeper into the entire paper, and we are going to revise more papers as we proceed. So let me read the question. The first question, define the term magnification and name one laboratory instrument used for magnification. 3 marks. 3 marks. So definition, 1 mark. The naming the instrument, 2 marks. Adding up to 3 marks. Let me repeat the question. Define the term magnification and name one laboratory instrument used for magnification. Let me read what I have on my whiteboard here. Define the term magnification. How do we define the term magnification? In grade 8, when we were talking about instruments, we mentioned about those instruments used for magnification. And we say that we only have 2 instruments used for magnification. And these are a hand lens and a microscope. Those are the only 2 instruments, my good boys and girls, that are used in magnification. A microscope and a hand lens. Now, what is the meaning of magnification? Magnification. This is how we define magnification. Magnification is a process of enlarging small objects for clear observation. So the process of enlarging small objects. The process of enlarging small object, this is what we mean by magnification. And the reason why we are enlarging these small objects is to study them, to have a clear observation of these objects or organisms, right? Remember, science involves experiments, investigation. So sometimes we are dealing with things, organisms or objects which we cannot be able to observe them clearly with our naked eyes. So we need an instrument to aid our eyes so that we can be able to study it appropriately, so that we can be able to have a clear observation of what we are studying. So magnification means a process of enlarging small objects or small organisms for clear observation. Then I have already mentioned the 2 instruments used for magnification. The 2 instruments used for magnification are the microscope and the hand lens. So help me to write microscope and hand lens. These are the 2 instruments used in magnification. Now, question 3, we have a question of magnification here. A grade 8 learner was viewing an onion cell. A grade 8 learner was viewing an onion cell using a light microscope. If the eyepiece lens magnification was 10, underline times 10, was times 10, while the objective lens magnification he used was times 40. Calculate the total magnification. 3 marks. This is a grade 8 learner who was viewing an onion cell using a light microscope. Now, we're being told that the eyepiece lens of that microscope was times 10. Then the objective lens magnification used was times 40. Then we are supposed to calculate the total magnification. Let me remind you, when it comes to calculation in integrated science, the first thing to remember, or the first thing to do, is to write the formula. For any calculation in integrated science, the first thing to do is to do what? To write the formula. Now, how do we get the formula of magnification, the total magnification? So total magnification, let me write mg, total magnification is equal to eyepiece lens times objective lens. This is the formula of getting the total magnification. The total magnification is equal to eyepiece lens times objective lens. Right? Remember we said that in the eyepiece lens, that's where we have the lenses that help us to enlarge the organisms of objects, right? So the total magnification, the total enlargement of that object, we take the eyepiece lens and the objective lens, right? Now for our case here, our eyepiece lens is equal to 10. Then our objective lens is equal to, say, times 40, right? So we already have the eyepiece lens and objective lens. For our case, eyepiece lens is times 10, then objective lens is times 40. This times 10 and times 40 means this lens is able to enlarge this object 10 times. Times 40 means this lens is able to enlarge object 40 times. So what's up? So 1 mark for writing the formula. Then this is very critical, just to identify the eyepiece lens and the objective lens. So we therefore insert these figures. Eyepiece lens we have 10. What do we have as objective lens? We have 40. Then what will be our answer? Our answer will be times. 10 times 40, what do you get? 400. So this image has been magnified 400 times. It has been enlarged 400 times. So 1 mark here, and another mark here. So 1 mark. This is how 3 marks are distributed in this question. 1 mark for writing the formula for total magnification. Then another mark for singling out the values for eyepiece lens. Another mark for singling out the values of objective lens. Then another mark to inserting the figure. Then these marks add up to 3, what we have here. Let me repeat this as I wind up. When we come to magnification, what you need to know is the formula of getting the total magnification. How do we get the total magnification? Very simple. The total magnification is equal to eyepiece lens times objective lens, right? Then you insert your values, then you get the answer. Then your answer must begin with times whatever you are going to get, to mean the image has been enlarged times 400 times 400. Thank you very much for your time. Consider subscribing if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, and also consider sharing this video and liking at the same time. Thank you.